Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast for the fans, by the fans, for the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
And in record time, I got the tweets out on my personal profile and the pod profile without typos before the intros ended. And if there are typos, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Do I get bonus points for an emoji?
Emoji works. Emoji works. Welcome in to another edition of the Orlando Lions Den podcast. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about decimation in St. Petersburg, Florida, taking care of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. A 3-3 draw against the New England Revolution that saw the first Orlando City hat trick in 10 long years. Then we also have to preview Charlotte tomorrow at home, and then Inter Pesci down in Fort Lauderdale on Sunday. So before we get into that, I got to say hi to my compadres here. Ryder down in Naples. How you doing, brother?
My national nightmares, and we're counting down.
No, that was me having a fat thumb. My hand just hit it.
That's okay.
National nightmare is over.
It's been 3 days. 3 days. I'm gonna throw the whiteboard on this because it's been a long time coming.
I know that you, when you showed that before we started, you were talking about Woody Page on Around the Horn, but I know me and Eddie are thinking of The Office, where it's been 0 days since our last nonsense.
Yes, for sure. 100%.
I promised my wife I would show that. We normally write our dinners on this, and she's the one doing the good handwriting. And
you guys are so organized, right? Your dinners. I see people do that. I was like, wow.
Dude,
no. There's no we. It's her. I'm just
eating it. Eat the dinner. That's what you're there for.
That's what you're there for. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, that brings us to you, man. How the heck are you doing, brother?
Speaking of eating, right? Let's like to bring the Eddie. No, I'm doing good. Busy day, busy time. You got a lot going on. But I always have time for Orlando City. I'm glad to be on this week and doing my part.
Darn right, man. All right. Well, we got a busy week. Like I said, 2 games to talk about. Stock up, stock down. 2 games to preview. And, of course, we always have our shout-outs that we're going to give here at the end. So if you guys are watching along with us, either on YouTube or Twitter, feel free to go ahead and comment along. Let us know your thoughts on thoughts on the games, thoughts on the weekend coming up, everything. We put your chats up on the screen here and there, and we're just here to have some fun. That's what it's all about. Just keep it PG-13 if you can.
That's for me. Thank you.
Shout out Ryder for dropping F-bombs last week.
It's on me.
All right. Well, first, let's go ahead and pay metaphorical bills because they really don't pay bills. But anyways, sponsors, shout out to Hourglass Brewing for working with us again. 2nd year in a row, we made the No Mango, No Party. Had a lot of fun doing it as well. Hourglass Brewing is, they got one by downtown off of Curry Ford. And then they got another one in Longwood. Go check them out. We love it. The one in Longwood's got a Lego store next to it. And that is something that is cool. Then we got Chad McGibbon. If you're in the Central Florida area and looking to buy a home, at Chad McGibbon on Twitter, or QR code on the screen will direct you to his profile. If you have any questions about trying to buy a home, hit up a Orlando City fan in Chad, and he'll be happy to help you out. And then Leo, with the Epic Mortgage Team powered by U Mortgage, Leo Gonzalez will help you when you're buying a home. He will help you finance that home, whether it be a mortgage or refinance or anything like that. Leo has got you covered. 407-844-7696. And last but not least, our man Eddie, who's here with us tonight, Comparing Insurance. If you need any, have any insurance needs, Eddie is your man to get you covered. Eddie, you got anything fun going on in the insurance world you want to tell the people about right now?
Some car companies are lowering their car insurance coming next month. Woo. Just a few.
Is Kia one of them?
No, the car insurance, not the car companies.
Dang, I thought you were saying the
yeah.
company. I was like, well, I don't know how Kia does that, but
No. So a couple of the companies are doing. I don't know why I went so dark here all of a sudden, but yes. So anyways, check your rates, check your renewals, etc. That's always a good time. A little trick. People say I'm going to wait till my renewals. Doesn't mean the earlier you switch, you get an early shopper discount. You get a better rate, actually. Believe it or not. It's a little hack.
There we go. Look at that. You got a free tip. You got a free tip. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that means we got to go ahead and start here. Tampa Bay Rowdies, tell me how it feels. We took care of them in the U.S. Open Cup, 5-0. And the first 2 goals scored by 16-year-old homegrown Gustavo Carballo. Then we also got a third one from Enrique, a fourth from Duncan, and a fifth one from Dagger Dan Thurhalson in the 90th minute. That broke my heart just a little bit because I had a bet on a final score being 4-0 Orlando.
The chat told you to sell them, cash out.
Dude, it was
helping him to sell even in real time.
Shout out our boy Zach. He was at the game. He literally had a chat set it just in his typing bar. He had it set just to send if we got close to scoring a goal, just cash out. And I had the app open ready to cash out, and it was too slow. As soon as it happened, the app updated immediately, and it did not allow me to cash out. I tried to. I would have turned, I think, $5 into $185, which would have been awesome. So Dagger, you owe me $180. But
wow.
Honestly, I will say that up until the first water break, game was a little bit slow. I don't think that we got off to a little bit of a rough start, but that water break came. Caraballo almost immediately 2 goals, and Tampa Bay Rowdies got owned by a 16-year-old. You do work in insurance. I don't know if you have any legal advice. A 16-year-old, is he allowed to own an entire soccer club, Yeti?
That's insurance I don't have an answer for. That's gonna have to reach out to general liability. You probably want to get an attorney on there just in case, because you need a power of attorney, survivorship, estate planning. When you own something, you got to do it. And also too, when you own something, you got to make sure there's enough life insurance to cover if something were to happen to you since you own it. So yeah, get 16. He's barely, RRP their parents' rates because they probably added them to their insurance, and he's charging a lot, but he could pay for himself. But man, what a kid, man! 16-year-old, a brace on the chompers, a brace on the pitch. I'm just proud of him. He looks so like, there's some 16-year-olds you're like, bro, are you sure you're 16? And this guy looks every bit 16. He looks like he's 14. And I mean, 2 clinical finishes, fantastic finishes, 1 left foot, 1 right foot. I was hoping he got the goal with the head and got the hat trick with all, whatever you call that kind of hat trick.
It's a true hat trick, I think is what
true hat trick, all appendage hat trick. I don't know. But it just great performance, putting out on the wing, and he's just a versatile player. We've seen his cameos during the season. He's just, lefties for some reason. They're just they seems like their feet are more geared towards controlling the ball and striking better. I don't know what it is about lefties, and left-footed folks, and I like that he uses right foot too at a young age. It's lefties. It takes usually till they're 25 to realize they have 2 feet to use, and he's already ahead of the game. So I'm proud of him.
I feel like you just threw a little bit of a shade there. Well, yeah. So, but I think that this game was important.
Let's talk about Messi, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I think this game was important for quite a few reasons. And one of the things that I thought was most important about this game is we had a couple players that have been struggling with scoring goals in Enrique and Duncan McGuire. And I was saying on the podcast before it that I think this game needed to be a slump buster for the 2 of them because we need them to start scoring goals. And lo and behold, Enrique in the first half with a nice, cute little flick, and Duncan with a classic Duncan goal. Ball over the top, bodying a defender, and past the keeper. So, Ryder, I'll go to you. What are your thoughts on the performance? And do you think that those 2 goals for the strikers are important going forward?
Absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. seeing Carvalho. Did I get it right?
No, you can't.
Close enough.
Damn it.
Yeah. Carvalho. It's okay.
Carvalho.
There you go.
No, you're getting it combined with Caillou from PBS.
The bald guy.
Yeah, the ball.
Just got Gus Bus.
It's only like I practiced that for 15 minutes before the pod. Anyways, seeing the 16-year-old, seeing him perform this way it's a good sign for what's to come. And it's sad that Cleon's not on here tonight because he was saying last week, don't put them kids out.
Right.
And we put the kids out and we rotated a lot and we dominated. The largest margin of victory in the round of 32 in Open Cup history. I saw on Reddit today. And it's good. It's a good win. It's good for it's great for Enrique and Duncan. Like the Duncan goal is what I was most excited about. Like I'm looking at this going forward, and we needed that because he needs to step up. If he's not going to start going forward, if it's only going to be Moriel, we still need him off the bench. We need him to score late, and that's what we need. So it was a good performance for everyone involved, honestly. You said it best, Mike, slump buster.
Exactly. Slump busters were needed all around. And I also just want to give a quick shout out as well to the traveling support for this one.
Oh my God.
They showed out. They made fun of the Rowdy supporters extensively. And for someone who's out in Colorado and had to watch on the Paramount Plus broadcast, I can tell you one thing. I could not hear a Rowdy sing. But I could hear a bunch of Orlando City supporters singing their hearts out the entire game. And you just got to say, you'd love to see it. Yeah, absolutely.
See them marching in before? That was better than the march to some Orlando matches. That was pretty epic.
It sounded like a home match, how loud it was, the fans there, especially after goals. And the 5 goals is great. I mean, we just outclassed them. I know the Rowdies are they're out of form right now. They're not doing well, but it doesn't matter. We've lost to the Rowdies anyways, no matter what their form is. I don't want to hear it. I wish we had a goal for every win we have against them. That would have been great. I wanted to run it up.
Yeah, I mean that would have been we would have needed 7 or 8 if you count this win in particular. So we weren't far off. Maybe next time we play them, I'll go ahead and bet the 9-goal win.
Right.
The payout on that's got to be better than betting on the Dallas Mavericks to get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Right. Yeah. Right. But to Alex's credit, we rotate, we put some people in, and that was good. But also, if this club, we had that stretch we weren't scoring, but we saw last match we scored 3. We have the potential we've shown. Last year we're for most goals scored, and earlier we also had some stretch where we scored a lot. We are capable of scoring a lot of goals, and having someone like a Duncan McGuire, whether it's spot starting, or off the bench to score, in addition to actually having 3 DPs, can be a game changer. It could take us from middle, bottom to near the top of the table and near the top of the standings in regards to goal scoring. If we could get double digits from him to go along with double digits from the 3 DPs, that'll be huge. Another 6 or 7 from Enrique. Mangulo maybe scuffling in or something here or there, and Atuesta is due to score as well. So I really think I really like that Duncan and Enrique scored, because either one of them getting hot would be great, and they're both streaky players. Having those options off the bench would be great. Enrique came in off the left wing too, which I've been clamoring about for a while. So that was also good to see him score. And when he's on the wing, he's not really wide. He's central, and that's the best way to get use out of him anyway. So that was super positive.
Yeah, and I mean, as well, along with that, I just want to make sure that I get all the names right here. As far as in our starting lineup, players that we really don't see as much, we got to see Nico Rodriguez get a start. Unfortunately, it looks like I think he did come off injured in that. Hopefully we'll find an update about whatever happened to him eventually. Gustavo Carballo obviously had a great appearance. Taifi from OCB got an appearance. Good to see him. And Colin Gusky as well coming in and getting some time on the field. Because that's one of those things that's important, obviously, is, yeah, we joke about Cleon saying, don't want to play the kids and stuff like that. But the kids do need to get experience at some point. And especially when we're up 3 or 4-0 against a team like the Rowdies, that's the right time to get them in and get experience. And also Javier Otero, I forgot, he also started this game too. This is the kind of game that you want to get them in, let them get that experience, get them some minutes to understand this is what being a pro is. In that environment, like it's not it's a team that we should be beating. It's a team that we put them in a position where we are winning the game, and they didn't have to do much. They just had to do their job, and that's what you want them to be in that experience, that position to do. Right.
And shout out to Dagger Dan, who played midfield, right back, and then midfield again in the same game.
A little bit everywhere. Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, it's a Swiss Army knife of all time here. Like to him,
the new Kyle Smith.
Yeah, exactly. That was cool. And look, these kids, if you're going to be Orlando City homegrown, you have to be you need to get it in your blood, some Orlando City history. And that history is beating the Rowdies. That's it.
Almost getting a hat trick in your first half while you're 16.
Right. To be a proper Orlando City, player through Orlando City's history means you got to beat the Rowdies, and I'm glad the kids got to be part of that. And Gus's and Gustavo Carballo's credit, he was the main slayer of the Rowdies. So,
and who knows, with us having a midweek game this week, maybe him and another kid or something might end up getting some time against Charlotte. We'll find out. Cleon will still be mad about it, but we'll find out.
Right. Against Charlotte, bro, I don't know.
I don't know. Realistically, I think if your best team's fit for this game and for the weekend, your best team plays. They have to for both of these.
Right.
So, but
if Charlotte, they're going to play some terrorism ball, it's going to be, you know what I mean. So we're gonna need we're gonna need everybody we could get, because it's going to be 0-0, 1-1,
classic Dean Smith performance. I got.
Oh yeah, it's going to be yeah.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, Ryder, you had mentioned it, that Gustavo Carballo almost got a hat trick in the first half, but who did get a hat trick this weekend? Martin Ojeda. The last time that we had a hat trick was our inaugural season. It was Kyle Laren in Yankee Stadium in a 5-3 loss. But this time we did not take an L, but unfortunately we did draw. 3-3 against New England. This is a game that definitely feels like 2 points lost rather than 1.1. Had a 2-point lead, had a 2-goal lead. Ojeda, first goal, absolute, as I said, absolute piss missile. So I don't have a better way to say it. He just completely smashed that thing near post. Goalie just looking completely silly.
They got goal of the week. Like, I feel like
it
should have been.
Nah,
it wasn't even nominated. So. It wasn't even nominated. On MLS 360, they did have it as the number 2 goal. And then on the MLS social media, it wasn't even nominated. So take for that what you will. But I agree. You are right. Santiago Moreno for Portland did have the goal of the week. Bicycle kick where he literally kicked it up to himself. So I get that one.
But anyways, someone's face.
Not in someone's face. Let's see. Second goal, through ball that was played by Gervais. He actually had a hand in 2 of the goals today in this game. Gervais played a through ball. Ojeda just beat 2 defenders. It seemed like he miscontrolled the ball, but cool composure. Again, also a near post shot, as Eddie loves, off of his left foot on that one. And then penalty kick after Gervais was kicked in the face by 2 New England defenders. Referee apparently on the field did not think that was a penalty kick. So VAR did its job and jumped in and said that a penalty kick should be awarded. With that being said, the other 3 goals that we allowed, first one was just seemed like a defensive miscommunication. No one really knew what was where the ball was, and it was a cross that got through and thought it was going out of bounds, and it just seemed like Gervais lost his marker in, I think it was Yusuf who scored the first goal for New England. Second goal was a good cross by Heel, but I'm going to go ahead and call out Robin Janssen because my man, you have negative ups. Like
I said it before, I'll say it again. Sometimes it looks like he can't leap over an IKEA catalog. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, to be fair, IKEA catalogs are pretty big. I don't know about the,
True. Yeah.
So I'll give. I don't know about that one. Maybe a Sears catalog since they're all going out of business.
Wow. R.I.P. Sears catching strays for no reason.
My bad. But anyways, and then the third goal. MLS Instant Replay put out a video. I think it was this morning. They don't think that it was a penalty kick, and it didn't end up going to VAR. If you kind of take a look at it, like from the angles, slow down. Obviously, if you're looking through things at slow motion and whatnot, it's definitely different. It might not be clear and obvious. I don't see that he was tripped. He stepped forward, and it looked like he stepped on Robin's foot, and that's what caused him to go down, in my opinion. It's one of those things. How it doesn't go to VAR blows my mind. We got David in the chat here. The result on Saturday was due to missed opportunities, but we have a lot of season football ahead. Of us. So I think I did Eddie first last time. So Ryder, I'll go to you first this time, as you have been the one that has been the keeper of the count of the hat trick. I know you're very elated that we got one, and annoyed that you had to find out from me and Swag texting you saying in all caps, "It happened, it happened, it happened."
I didn't
you were
even
not active
know.
in the chat.
I take one night off, and I'm watching on my laptop while hanging out with my wife before she goes out of town, and I miss Ojeda's second goal. I saw his first one. I saw his third. I didn't realize the second one was his. I didn't realize we were on hat trick watch again, twice in 1 week. I sent the tweets on Wednesday. Is this the day? Is this the day? And it didn't come true. And then it comes true, and I don't even get to celebrate it in real time. And I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. It happened. This is off our back. We don't have to do the count anymore. I'm not even going to hold up the dry erase board again. It's over. We got a hat trick. It was Ojeda. He got a start for the what? This is his first start in like 3 or 4. And
for some reason.
Yeah.
And he goes off. Good for him. And it's not like he had these were weird, like minuscule goals for his hat trick. He had 2 bangers and then a penalty kick. Perfect. Chef's kiss.
And a penalty kick too, where you have to go ahead and just kind of commend him as well, because he got the goalie to bite, went the wrong way, and just kicked it right down the center. Cool as you like,
Right.
Always something that you love.
Seeing us blow the lead is not as fun. It's not fun to see a really exciting time for Orlando City fans and for the players too, and just blow it.
I mean, I tweeted after the game that, you know what, it feels like a waste of the first hat trick in 10 years. Because it did. Like, knowing that it's been so long since we've done that, I'm very, very happy that Ojeda was the one to do it, especially after he got inexplicably benched for a couple games. If you ask me, though, and I'm going to ask it to Eddie, Ojeda's name's written in ink, right? Like,
it has to be, yeah. I mean, he's been our best player this year. David's right, too. He says, David, the 90 Minutes podcast says, if Messi scored that first Ojeda goal, would have been all over the place. And, MLS sucks. Look at Messi, blah, 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 cooking in the league, etc. And shout out to the keeper who didn't even see it. He just threw his hand up like it was ricocheting off the top. It was not only near posts. I love a near post, but I love a near post ricochet off the crossbar.
The goalie Ivicic, I think his name is. He did the Martin Scorsese meme. absolute cinema.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But off the crossbar, that sound is up there, like is up there with like the rattle of a golf ball going in the hole, a baby's cry, and it's among one of the best sounds out there, period.
I was going to say that. I would say the hockey post, a bar down hockey shot sounds great.
A swish of a net.
I was going to say a game-winning swish.
Yeah, crunching tackle across the middle from a linebacker.
Alex, I was going to say, as far as football sounds, you only have one, and I'm not going to give you the PTSD.
Doink.
I hear that every time I hear that sound. It doesn't matter if it's football or if it's hockey. Not fun.
Right. Yeah.
I made those jokes 2 weeks ago when we played the Fire, but still not great.
Still not great. Look, this is technically our first hat trick on an actual soccer pitch in Orlando City history. Because it was at Yankee Stadium, Alex. Whatever that is.
Two. Kyle Lamb had two.
Oh,
he had
okay.
one at Red Bull Arena.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. All right, our second hat trick in club history. You're right. He did have one against both New York teams.
That's right. I think that one was a win, though, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, 5-2. 5-2, I think.
Yeah,
he scored
because I think Carlos Rivas scored in that game too. I think.
Yeah, Carlos Rivas was dropping in dimes.
That tells you something. If
act of God.
Right. He mishit it and it went on frame. That's basically what happened. It was a shas. I went into the net instead. But you look at David G over here. Some stats, Mike, if you don't mind putting those up real quick.
Yes, I was waiting for that a good reference to bring that up.
Right. So Ojeda stats tied for first goals plus assists with not starting for a couple matches. Tied for second in goals scored. Tied for fourth assists. I don't know, while outperforming XG. Yeah, I mean, look at that first goal. What's the XG on that? I think that was
that's the most terrible angle. Like
I'm not a good mathematician, but I'm pretty sure that's called an acute angle.
Hold on, I'll find out.
I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure that's called an acute. There's nothing cute about that. That was a banger.
Mob has the stats on that. Hold on.
Yeah, that had to be XG -6.
Yeah. I want you to guess what both of you give me a number. Guess what the XG on that shot was.
XG on that is 0.3.
I think you got the number a little bit mixed up, but you're close.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you got?
0.2.
0.03.
0.03. 0.0. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, 0.03. That's why
I said I think that's what you meant, but you didn't say that, so I was like,
yeah, the intention was there. Judges, Russian judge, no. Yes, yeah, and but Jimmy's so correct. I mean, like I was so excited, and look, I was watching this game. Admittedly, I couldn't go in person because I had obligated myself somehow to a quinceañero, a Puerto Rican quinceañero. That I don't think they listened to the show, but there was no Puerto Rican food. And I was like, I don't want to be here, raise the stink. Kids jumped in. I got triple teamed, bracket coverage, and I was like, fine with my girls. Fine, I'll go. It was I watched the match still somehow. Just leave it like that. I wasn't the only, apparently I couldn't non-RSVP because it would have been bad, but there was like 2 tables missing, which made me feel bad that happened. And so in that sense, I'm glad I was there. But the food was not what I had hoped in any way. I don't want to say anything else from there. So nonetheless, I'm here, scowling at this quinceañera I want to be at with this food, and then I see a hat trick, and I was like, I can't believe I'm not there to see it, right? And then we're up 2, and then we're up 2, and then we lose it, and then we're up a goal. And we lose it. Yeah, I mean, it is a waste of Tincho's trifecta there, the Tincho triplet, the Tincho 3 goals. And I'm done with my alliterations for now. That was just, it was sad because, Alex, when you were a little child and you envisioned, 10 years ago, little Alex in a sitter in Chicago or wherever, you envisioned to witness another hat trick. Right, when you didn't envision that it would be a draw at home after a 2-goal lead, right? So it was just errors, just avoidable goals. I mean, first, I don't think the last one was a penalty. I do think Gervais. I mean, I get why they looked at it because you have the right to go for the ball, but bro, you got double kicked. You know what I mean? I was like double Cobra Kai and to the noggin, and that was more of a penalty than whatever it is. Dude just tripped on a ghost or something, and just flew, and so it was frustrating that was what the draw was, but we should have put him away. We had plenty of chances. For example, Muriel put one into Pasalic. He kind of knocked the ball down to Pasalic, and like Jimmy said, Pasalic did a tribute to Rivas, hit up the
That would have been a goal of the week candidate too, because that was a pretty move.
Right, hit the Heineken. But look, I've been saying this for this whole time here on the podcast. A lot of these guys want to do that YouTube goal, right? He was trying to get that on the half volley. Nobody was close to him. If he puts that ball down, he could just pass it into the net. Now it's Pasalic. He's not going to pass it in the net. He's going to smash it into it. But bro, watch that again. If he puts that ball down, that's a goal. Like, I get you want to do some spectacular goals, but every now and then you don't have to go for all the pizzazz. A little meat and potatoes will work too. So, yeah. My point is, we should have put him away. We didn't. We paid for it, and some. I think lack of concentration on the first two goals from Gervais and for Janssen, cost us dearly at the end.
I think so. All right, guys. Well, that brings us up to it's time to talk some stock up, stock down. So if you guys are watching along, if you got a stock up, stock down, put it in the chat. We'll go ahead and go through ours, and then we'll put yours up after if you happen to have one. Try to get you guys more involved, make it more of a fun thing for those that get to watch live. And if you're just listening on the podcast, watch us live sometimes. But let's see.
Or Eddie, reply to the Twitter post, to our posts, and tell us who your stock up, stock downs are.
Yeah, exactly. So, Eddie, let's go to you first. Give me your stock up and stock down from the two games this week.
Yeah, well, for the Rowdies, going to say Gustavo Caravaggio, man. That was, fantastic. 16-year-old with the brace against those Tampa Bay bums over there, the Crowdies. So that was fantastic. So definitely stock up for him for that. But a little shout out to Enrique and Duncan, as well as and for Dagger Dan, just an all-around effort, plus a banger of a goal. Man, people are talking about that. That was a banger. From the top of the box. Remember when we were watching him, we're like, who's this Dagger Dan Thorolfsson? And we saw him strike the ball really well from up, top of the box over there. And this is the first goal we've seen him put a good strike outside the box where it went in. So that was good. And if he's going to be playing more in midfield, I like to see him take that shot, because especially we have a tough time breaking down defenses, right? And then I have for the Revs match, it's got to be Ojeda. Ojeda, it's got to be the main stock up. And Gervais did fall asleep, but that was a great awareness, great pass. I still think he's a solid player. I like that he's got a little grit to him.
He's young still,
He's
he's an old youngster.
Yeah. he's 20, whatever. Yeah, but that pass was great. And Ojeda, man, he could scoot. I don't know what happened this offseason. Him and Moriel were doing wind sprints. But both of these guys are scooting this year, man, and he was smoking. That was, that other touch was so terrible that everyone threw everyone off, and they ended up with the goal. It was like he forgot the ball was there. But just that timing he has, that running behind, essentially, he's really good at it, whether it's off of a Muriel flick when he drops in or whatever. But I like that. And when he's not playing, Muriel's trying to do that, but he's just not as quick, and it doesn't quite come off. We saw in the match before where he did kind of get played in behind and just didn't quite finish it. So yeah, those are my stock up and it's stock downs. Oh yeah, stock downs. Well, I guess the Crowdies, no, and there's no. Everybody did a great job, I thought. I can't really fault anybody there. 5-0, and then against the Revolution, Janssen, you gotta that bro fall asleep on that. That was bad. Stock down to the ref too. The ref was lost the plot, was garbage, and that's pretty much it on the stock down for me.
Fair enough. What do you got, Ryder?
Stock up for the Rowdies. Beating them is Duncan, honestly. Yeah, the young guy ate, but Duncan needed to eat more. Stock down for that is no one. Stock up for New England, this guy, Martin Ojeda.
There you go. Got the autograph and everything ready to go.
Yep. Martin Ojeda, a time I've been waiting for. We've talked about it. I won't belabor the point anymore. Stock down. Yeah, I'm just going to echo Eddie. Janssen did not have a good game. He definitely gave up some stuff that he shouldn't have. I'm a little scared this is going to be a conversation that is ongoing, but I'm not going to rush to judgment just yet on the captain. So, also slightly stock down to Pedro, who didn't quite get to the MLS record for minutes for goals allowed. So it is what it is.
I don't know if any of those goals.
City record. So.
Yeah, I don't put any of those goals on him.
No. I'm not blaming him. I'm just stock down because it kind of hurt him.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because he wanted the record, would have liked the record. Yeah. I gotcha. All right, stock up. I'm just gonna do a uniform one for both of these. Stock up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna give it to the youth. You know, I mentioned it. Otero, Caraballo, Gusky, Taifi, all getting in that game there against the Rowdies. And also, even though he didn't end up getting an appearance against the Revolution, I'm going to give a shout out Justin Ellis as well, because he got that 10-day call-up contract or whatever it is to the short-term agreement, whatever it is that they do. It just kind of shows some faith and belief that they do have in him, because realistically, he's one of those ones that's probably next up for a homegrown deal, if we're being honest. You know, so just he's a name. If you're not paying attention to OCB or anything or the academy, pay attention to. He's one to watch. And then my stock down is going to be Janssen. Like, we need to get that guy some moon shoes or something. Like, I don't know if y'all remember moon shoes, but he needs just a little bit of bounce, and he stops that Polster goal from happening. You know,
I'm so old. I remember the LA regulators. If anyone else remember those, where you used to in the Reebok pumps. I had some pumps. We didn't get that. If you're listening, I asked, they gave me some LA regulators, black ones, Raiders colors. I was 49ers fan, didn't like that part. But anyways, the little cover where you push in for the pump the shoes up was broken. So I would just, I had to be cool. And I would just go in there and just stab myself to pump up the shoes. So I still remember that,
So
So my point is, it didn't make me jump higher, but maybe the answer they'll work for him.
I'm gonna say I gotta maybe some Nike Shocks or something. I don't know, but I will say, because you brought up the pumps. One of my favorite movies of all time is Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, great. Classic. Yes. Yes.
All right. Timeout, bad guys. I am running out of air. I got to get pumped.
Right. Yeah. So good.
If Janssen pumped up his hair, his shoes as much as his hair, we'd be all right.
First acting appearance as well for Dave Chappelle, if you didn't know. But all right, let's go through the chat. I got Kamani, Gerbet stock up. Obviously, we mentioned he kind of fell asleep on one goal, but Gerbet, obviously, he looks the part, as we're saying.
Right. When he's in midfield, it doesn't stand a huge drop off. Sure. I mean, he looks like a legit player.
We said he's a tidy player. He's not making many mistakes. He's not super adventurous, but he's not making many mistakes. And when you need a guy to fill in, you take that 100%.
Right.
Jim, stock up still has to be at Tuesta. Right. At least we scored goals without him this time.
Right.
So, and per Mike Gramajo this morning, he was fully participating in training today. I don't know if that means we're going to see him against Charlotte. As I tweeted, put his ass in bubble wrap.
Right.
Anytime we're not on the field.
And no one try to get his attention from behind or from the side so he doesn't turn his neck too fast. I over 40, I have what they call, I often get what they call Batman neck, where you just you can only turn like this, like that, yeah. You can't really get around like you used to, So out to West, the one of Batman neck in over there.
Batman neck is perfect, man.
Yeah.
David G just echoing us. Ojeda stock up, put him in permanent marker. Stock down Janssen, got to leave by your play, and he did not have it against New England. And other David, stock up Ojeda, stock down Muriel for New England, up for Rowdies, Caraballo, and down for no one. I will go ahead and give it down for the game against the Rowdies, just down to the Rowdies fans. Y'all talk a lot of crap and didn't even show up. Come on.
Right.
Then your Tifo game is weak. Sorry. I'll stop piling on. All right, guys. Oh yeah, we're right. We'll keep piling on. All right, we got 2 games this week. So obviously tomorrow night, or in the morning if you're listening tomorrow, tonight realistically. Then we play Charlotte FC comes to town. They are currently in the league on a 3-game skid. Lost at Nashville last week, lost at Columbus the week before, and then lost at home to the Revs. They're giving up some goals. They're not playing that great. They did beat North Carolina FC in the Open Cup, but if I remember correctly, that took extra time. It was 0-0 at full time, and then they won 4-4 in the extra 30 minutes, or 4-2 in the extra 30 minutes. Sorry. They last game, let me take a look at their lineup. I think they still had everybody there. They still had Zaha, Ajamang, Abada, BL, all the big names that you would expect. But I don't know. I feel like right now they're kind of on a little bit of a downswing. They're struggling a little bit. And I feel like this is a situation you got to take advantage of, because right now our issue is we're not racking up wins. We need to win games. We're tied for, I think, second, least amount of losses in the league this year. But we're not winning games. We need to turn the draws into wins. This week would be a great week to pick up 6 points. Ryder, I'll start with you this time. Thoughts on the matchup for Charlotte, and what are your predictions here?
It's going to be a little bit of rotation. We're obviously going to be looking a little bit to Sunday, big match on Sunday, but I can see us pulling this off. I can see Charlotte chasing this one, especially when they're away, but I can see us pulling some stops out. I don't think Atuesta is going to be out there, but I can see the same squad that we put out there realistic with a little rotation. It is going to be good. I think we can win this one 2-1. I think it's going to be a little hairy there for a minute. It's going to be a good match to watch. It's going to be better watchable score than what we've seen lately, but we can do this. We can win this. I think it's 2-1. And I'm going to give the goals to Duncan and Moriel.
We need some goals coming from the striker position, because outside of Moriel, there has not been many of them. So I would embrace that. Eddie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see like Duncan up top, not Muriel on this one, and maybe hopefully like Enrique on left wing, something like that would be welcome, and probably I think Gerbe and Araujo is the midfield again, and then maybe Atuesta
for the weekend.
Yeah, probably, and depends on their winger. Maybe we pick one of the we put Santos at left back for this one or something like that, and Berkelo in center back. But so that'll more or less be the rotation. I'm not sure if they're going to sit Freeman or not, but I hope not. I don't want to go crazy, because Charlotte can be tough to face, and then just they're on a little bit of a slump, but Orlando's been that slump buster for other teams before in the past. Zaha is always, he's a great player in the air, versus Janssen. I don't feel great about that, so I definitely think we need to score 2 to win this one, because I bet he gets one against Janssen and or Ramiro, but or Rodrigo. But so I'm going to say 2-1. Be positive. I'm going to say Duncan gets a goal, and then we get we're going to get a substitute goal from Marco. I'm not sure he's going to start on the right wing. I'm going to give Marco a goal. I just feel like a big game kind of player. I feel like he'll do this. He'll get a goal. That'll be good to see for going forward.
I'd like that. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go with Poppy Special. We haven't really had any of those this year. I think this one, it's not going to be for lack of trying. I think it's just going to be one of those things where we're going to break them down. We're going to get one. But it's going to be one of those situations where we're going to try for more. It's just we're going to be unable to break them down a second time. And for the goal scorer, give me Ramiro Enrique. His speed puts Tim Ream on his butt and gets the job done. 1-0 Orlando City, because we need wins. The only way to get wins is to believe that we're going to get wins. So that's what I believe here as well. I do like what Jim here said. I wish that draws was the first tiebreaker. Yeah, you and me both, man. I put in our chat earlier, I put a screenshot of the record for most draws in the league, and I was like, do we need to be watching this? And someone said, please don't.
Right, yeah. I was gonna put thumbs down on that. I saw that. I was like, I'm closing this. I didn't even see that.
All right. Well, that brings us to the main event. Realistically, rivalry week is here, and the league is going to keep trying to push that as much as possible.
Your sponsor not included.
Oh, we got. I think Continental Tire is the sponsor for rivalry week, not Lionel Messi's Michelob Ultra. Or sorry, Michelob Ultra, I think is how he pronounces it in the commercial. It's very, very high pitched voice. Anyway, Miami also kind of on a skid right now. Got bounced in Champions Cup twice to Vancouver, lost 5-1 on aggregate. They lost at home 4-3 to Dallas in a game where they choked away. They did beat the Red Bulls 4-1. And then they went to Minnesota and lost 4-1 away at Minnesota as well. And this week or midweek, they are away at San Jose. So they are as far away from home almost as they could be, outside of going to Seattle or Vancouver. So they are
Messi traveled, surprisingly.
A lot of Messi did travel. And as far as I know, Luis Suarez had a wedding to go to.
No, he was at that quinceañera I went to eating that cold food.
Oh, he was there. Yeah, I heard he likes to take a bite out of that.
He did. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's where they're kind of struggling right now. I still think that their defense and goaltender are their weakest positions, and right now, what is it? I think there was a quote coming out from Javier Mascherano this week where he was basically just said, "We're a good team. We're good. We're great. Like leave us alone.
This is fine."
Basically, it was the dog with the rooms on fire. This is fine. Everything is fine. Is how the interview sounded to me. But again, I am not fluent in Spanish, so I can't say with 100% certainty that that's how it sounded. But that's what it felt like to me.
How do you say this is fine in Spanish?
I don't speak Argentinian, so ask him.
Yeah, because the way, to be fair, what it looked like, it sounded like it. I mean, it sounded more offensive than what it was, but I guess I don't know Spanish enough. So
he wasn't. It was like everything's fine.
Yeah, it was. He said something else. But all right. So Eddie, we'll go to you first, man. I know we got a lot of supporters taking the trip down. They got buses ready, I think, for ILF and Ruckus, that are going to be bringing a bunch of you guys down there. What are your thoughts, man?
Oh man, they kicked our butt last time we were there, so we'll have a better showing this time around. Well, I'm not gonna go with the win. I'm gonna say let's say 2-2 draw. I'll take that at Miami. It was 2-2 draw. Ojeda and Marco score. I just feel like again Marco big time. I feel like a big game player, and I think Martin's on a good form right now. So I'm gonna say that Pesci gets a goal because he always scores on us. It's annoying. And then Suarez, of course he's gonna show up against us for some reason. So I don't know. Who cares who gets their goals? But I'm gonna say 2-2 draw. That's what I'm gonna go with. Which at the end of the day, I know it's another draw, but in context, it's not a big deal to draw against Miami. Away.
All right. What are we thinking over there, Mr. Ryder?
It's a good time to be a bus driver in Orlando. Take the people where they want to go. But here's the thing. They're struggling on defense. We're struggling on defense. This is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be 3-2 Orlando. We're going to march out of Pompano Beach with a win. I'm going to say Marco. I'm going to agree with Eddie. I'm going to say Moriel and Ojeda.
Nice.
And,
GDPs.
Yeah. I think we're going to show up. I think we're going to rest some people in the second half against Charlotte, and we're going to use the extra day and the shorter travel to our advantage.
Okay, so if you
We're
guys
not
have
going
a
to take
prediction-
as much a bite out of it.
Yeah, no. If you guys have a prediction, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. I'll put it on after we're done. So we got a 2-2 draw against Miami. We got a 3-2 win against Miami. I'll be damned if I'm going to predict anything other than a win. And I want to burn that erector set of a stadium down to the ground. So let's go with a 3-0 win. Those shipping containers are that the stadium standing on. We're going to go ahead and destroy them, put them back in the ocean. And 3-0 win. Give me a brace from Pasalic and a goal from Ojeda. And I cannot wait for the tweets and the comments on our Instagram from David Beckham saying, have some dignity. Because no, we won't. We are going to win and we are going to gloat in your face. And that's what I want.
Cesar is definitely going to have a yellow card.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Cesar's going to have a yellow card. Janssen's going to have a yellow card. Walter Cartagena doesn't have an ACL. He's going to have a yellow card.
Yeah, Achilles.
Oh, sorry, Achilles. My bad.
Don't.
Wrong-
It doesn't matter. In the stands, he'll still get it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. So, yeah, and look, our social media guy, I don't know if you're listening, but youngster, you're doing great this year. I'm enjoying it. You're doing some funny stuff. He definitely has the thumb on the whatever generation they are, the skibbities and all the different things that they talk about.
Whatever that
Buffalo Bills
still don't know what that means.
TikTok.
Right, exactly. But you're gonna have to. You got tough shoes to follow after the Minnesota social media just completely roasted.
God, the post of with the
stick figure
guy wearing the Miami jersey, the Yankees hat, the Lakers shorts,
and like some Jordan. Oh, that was so perfect.
I was crying, man.
That was dying. That was so spot on, man.
All that it was missing was like some like a Cowboys helmet.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Adam and Lee. My bad.
Yeah, 100%. You're right. And yeah, so get ready because the memes, the meme onslaught is going to be incredible.
Gonna need you to go into overdrive, dude. If that ends up happening, because I need it to happen. I need us to just beat the crap out of them.
I hope so too.
Us. I mean,
they demolished us last year.
Realistically, I will say a win of any sort or a draw, I will still be content with because it is an away game against a tough opponent. I'm not trying to belittle that, but I am trying to be confident and speak it into existence that I want to beat the brakes off of them. Right. So let's see. Jim, poor Becca must be so rough being an extremely handsome millionaire. I hope his feelings don't get hurt again. Yeah, him and his Spice Girls wife. Oh no!
Right. You should do that.
Play
that
the
meme
world's
where,
smallest violin for you.
Right. You should do that meme where he's like, "Oh, my feelings weren't hurt," and be like, "Be honest.
Be honest.
You know what I mean?" And he's like, "I'm crying. I cried." Because he's like he replied to 2 social media posts.
He did. You gave me an idea. Then if we pick up a dub, you guys will see it later.
Oh, I'm gonna add David Beckham all day.
At him directly. I need you to respond.
I know you're online.
Clearly, he's too online. Right. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We got a couple minutes left here. Let's do some shout outs. Eddie, we'll go with you first. You got a shout out this week.
Yeah, Gustavo Carvalho, man. Just amazing. And the Academy overall.
Orlando City centric. I love it.
Yeah, but the Academy overall, buddy, like I've been for years and like, hey, we didn't produce really anyone. Benji, that doesn't really count. Now
wasn't us. We didn't produce him.
Right. Yeah, Benji just showed up the first year. It was really good. Then he left and blah blah blah. But
scored a goal in Finland, I believe, where he's playing.
He did. And he fell down when he scored because
he did. Some things never change.
Well, that's it. Yeah. But the Academy, shout out to the Academy. There's just a pipeline. Like you talk about Justin Ellis, Golden Boot at the tournament they just won, and Taifi is a center back, right back, useful.
Platts also looks promising too.
Huh? Was that
Platts from he was wearing the armband during the U18 GA Cup.
Right. And
he also looks promising.
Ellis can finish, but Ellis is not just the way AOCB plays. Ellis drops in deep too. Shaq gets in behind. It's kind of like a little Muriel Dincho kind of dynamic there. So Ellis is not just a finisher. I mean, he's a good kid. Muriel ain't going to be here forever, man. We got Duncan locked up. It's probably going to be the Duncan Ellis show, eventually, as the two strikers. So the academy, and you know what? I'm not, this is not making this isn't the Orlando Lions religion podcast, but Pope Leo, right?
Damn it!
Yeah. Sorry, it's not going to be about that a little bit. As an Astro fan, as an Astros fan, our first World Series, he was there. So long live Protestantism on that. But his name, the name he chose is Pope Leo. Leo is the root word for Leon, which is lion in Spanish. You notice he didn't take the root word heron. He was not herald, right? For root word for heron, or rowan, as in rowdies. So I'm just saying that when you're massive. Orlando City's massive. Pope Orlando City Lion, the 14th or whatever. Shout out to you, El Papa. Il Papa. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, Ryder, go ahead and give us your Pope-related shout out.
Yeah, that was different.
I'm mad at you.
Your Pope-related shout out's different because maybe I'll have a Pope-related shout out too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pope
Little
Leo
Trinity.
14th. I'm a Baptist. My wife's Jewish, but God bless a man from Chicago that can unite the entire Chicago sports world and say, "Da Pope." The amount of memes that I was sent in the first 24 hours were insane.
Like, my favorite ones were the ones that were like, there's a 0% chance that the Pope has heard of Malort, or that there's a 0% chance that the Pope's listened to Chief Keef,
or has been to Portillo's. Like, Portillo's literally less than 48 hours later named a sandwich after him, an Italian beef covered in, I think it was spicy onions and peppers,
communion wafers
covered in gravy.
Right. Yeah. If the Pope doesn't make a cameo in season 3 of The Bear,
Darren soon. Next month it starts.
Based on the teaser, the last no spoiler alert, I think whatever his name, Jeremy White or whatever, might need to find some peace, little reflection, meditation, prayer.
Yeah, peace
all
be
I'm
with
saying
you.
is this:
Caleb
Williams, go to Rome, bud. Kiss the ring. We need it. Da Pope.
If you guys win a game at home off a Hail Mary, that'll be hilarious.
That's the other joke I kept seeing.
Yeah,
that's the other joke. I saw Green Bay, prominent Green Bay fans say Chicago got a Pope before a quarterback that threw for 4,000 yards, and it's going to happen this year.
Yeah,
and anything else, I'll be happy with.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're all doing Pope themed shout outs, I guess I got to continue.
Pope.
So shout out to our Villanova graduate Pope, because that just means that it's the Knicks year, because we got the Nova Knicks. Now we got the Nova Pope. Knicks are going all the way. That's a shout out specifically for soccer wise, and to David Goss and Tom Bogert, other Knicks fans in the MLS soccer content creation world. Absolute dogs. But yeah, no. Pope went to Nova, and I also saw a TikTok of a person on the phone with their mom when the Pope got announced, and apparently she was saying that her mom hooked up with the Pope in college, and I'm just laughing. Wow. I don't know. You'd think not, but I was just laughing at this girl's reaction to her crying, laughing, saying my mom hooked up with the Pope.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
But shout out to Pope. Respect the game.
Yeah. Wow.
I was gonna say I wasn't actually planning on shouting out the Knicks, just because obviously people are gonna asterisk it a little bit because of the Jason Tatum injury yesterday. But I think that I'm proud of my Knicks. I'm proud of the. I need Orlando City to start getting some wins though. Like the Knicks, we need to start getting some wins on this side. We need 3 points this week, times 2. Right?
Yeah, and shout out to future alum from my daughter's school, future first round pick there, Mr. Cooper Flag.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was an NBA guy.
Yeah, NBA. Shout up the Eagles. I don't think they say that. But
They probably don't say that.
I'm going to try to make that a thing.
I respect it. Yeah, shout out MVA. There we go. What was the other thing I was going to shout out? You made me lose it now. God dang.
I got one. I got one more.
All right, go for it, brother.
Shout out to Andor on Disney Plus. I'm literally going to hang up on you guys as soon as this is done and go watch the finale.
Nice. I respect it. I've been enjoying The Last of Us this season. So,
I haven't started it. How many episodes is it into?
I think we're just hit the 4th or 5th episode.
Ooh, I need to catch up.
There's 5. I think there's only 7 episodes total, so it's almost done. For this season.
Yeah.
But,
unlike you guys have children, don't have the disposable income for HBO Max.
Buddy, you saw Thunderbolts 3 times in theaters. Don't tell me nothing.
two times. Yeah.
I was gonna say, unless you got AMC A list over here.
Yeah.
I got the Alamo membership. So
I have the Alamo membership too, since I have that out here now. Literally, I could walk to it if I want to. That's how close it is.
Oh, nice.
Like but I'm gonna go see Pope probably Friday. I'm gonna go see that movie Friendship.
Did you say Pope, or am I just got Pope on my mind?
Might be just on your mind. But no, I'm gonna try and see the movie Friendship, but it's apparently only showing at a different Alamo further into Denver. So I just got to figure that out because it's Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd.
Oh, wow.
So with the amount of Tim Robinson memes that end up in our group chat, I feel like I have to go see that as soon as it comes out.
Did they say, like, the Alamo? Did they any part of their marketing remember the Alamo? Like when you want to see a movie,
they just want you to buy
remember
food and beer.
But they don't say when you want to watch the latest movie. Remember the Alamo?
Nope.
No.
That's free, guys. Alamo, feel free to sponsor. The first one's on me.
First one's on me. Second one's gonna cost you. All right, guys. 3 points times 2 this week. Let's beat Charlotte. Let's beat Miami. Thank you guys for watching along and listening with us. Den After Dark will be live after both of them. I think I'm free this week, so I should probably be there for both of them too. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff. I'm not good at being a social media YouTube star because I'm not meant to be one. But we appreciate the crap out of all of you guys. Thank you. Vamos, Orlando. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.